All right, so you want to rate this thing?
Yeah, label branding.
Let's do it. What?
I tried to skip and go straight for label branding, so you didn't do that, but instead you just dragged it out and made it worse.
Shows you.
This is showbiz, baby.
All right, so label branding.
I had no idea what this looked like. I knew about the whiskey. I knew the 69th had their own bottle, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I would drink it. And then years later, I actually got a bottle as a gift from Mega Fan. So did you. So when we looked at this, I'm like, this is actually, like, fancy. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of gold on it, and I do, obviously, there needs to be green. So thank God they put the green stripe on it, because otherwise, like, what are we doing?
The green is, like, in the fighting 69th, too, right?
Yeah, so they... the outer border of each letter is green, which is sweet.
There's a lot of depth to that label.
There's a lot going on. They have like pins. They have different crests. They have logos on here. There's a full thing. And then the back goes into it as well. It is a cork, so that obviously increases.
It's like a rubber
rating.
cork, though, isn't it? It's not a real cork. Either way, it does the job. It's not a screw cap, which I'm happy with, but it looks like a rubber cork or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has sláinte on it, right? Isn't that the phrase? Sláinte. Cheers. Irish for cheers. Or is
Solante.
Yeah.
Mahidi?
Sláinte. Whatever.
There you
However
go.
Pronounce it.
There you go. Gentle one stroke. Okay, you ready? The Irish Brigade, New York City. Gentle when stroked, fierce when provoked.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
I like that. All right, so label branding A++.
A++ check mark.
Okay.
You got that? Savant? You gonna lock it in your steel trap?
I agree.
No, I agree. A++ check mark.
I like that. Nose.
So they mentioned their mash bill, but they didn't specify their percentages of said mash bill.
Correct.
So when I first looked at this, I'm like, this has to be high corn. And I don't think it is.
No, it's malted and unmalted.
Right, which is interesting. I could have sworn that it would have been high corn, and it's not. Just based on color alone, looking at it until we had it, and then until you talked about it. On the nose, I'm getting...
So it's Irish whiskey. What do we know about it?
It's made the right way. Just to throw some salt into your wound about how much you love scotch. How's that? Derek?
Some of them do use peat, but not all of them. But yeah, so it has to be made in Ireland. It has to be aging for at least 3 years. That's how they're able to call it Irish whiskey. It
has to enter
be
at a certain...
190.
Yep.
It has to enter it no more than 190. Or distilled at no more than 190. It has to enter still 125.
And this is triple distilled or triple
distilled.
filtered? Okay.
Triple distilled, and it's pot still whiskey. So there's a lot of chemical reactions that happen within the distilling process. So on the nose, you're getting a lot of that barley.
Yeah, but it's interesting because
carameled
it's
barley.
almost... I have to wait for the initial taste, but you do kind of get like a very, very, very small hint of peat.
Yeah.
And you're
They
kind
might
of...
use peat. I don't know. I don't know where they distill this.
What do you mean, dude? Know everything. Why don't you call this guy personally and just be like, yo, head distiller, what's going on? Wasn't...
We're the Buffalo Happy Hour podcast. I don't know if you've heard of us yet, but can you give us all your intricate details?
Yeah, right. Megafan has a bottle signed by head distiller.
Oh, really?
Is that what he said?
Maybe.
Or he knows someone that does?
Yeah. All right, so nose, kind of getting like a caramel in barley. It's very grain forward on the nose to me.
I agree with that. I agree a lot. You get...
It's very pleasant, though. It's very light to me. So
I just get caramel on the nose. A little bit of toffee. A. Yeah, I'm fine with A on the nose. Initial taste, I do get a little peat. That's probably just the barley, but I get leather too. There's a lot happening inside my palate right now. But there's almost no burn. The burn is very upfront in your mouth, and it really doesn't even get past your tonsils.
Yeah.
It just sits inside your mouth.
To me, I'm just getting caramel and butterscotch up front. I'm not getting a ton of peat.
I agree with that.
I think it's
I do
mostly
get
the
peat,
barley.
but I mean, for me, those are the three. Caramel, butterscotch. Okay, 4. Caramel, butterscotch, leather, and peat. That's what I'm getting on this. Ending note, it dissipates extremely quick. Mm-hmm. You don't really salivate a lot with this, which I find interesting, but probably because it's an 80 proof.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they cut this. I wonder what this would be at strength.
Yeah, they cut it a lot. You are kind of getting that watery taste at the end. Like
Yeah.
it was cut to be an 80 proof. That could just be because you and I drink 100 proof.
Super hot, right.
But you're getting a little bit of that lightness at the end, which is making this to be a really refreshing drink. It hits you with the flavors up front, but as it's going down, the flavors dissipate. You get a lot of the oil in the back. It doesn't stay in your mouth for very long. Instead, it transitions. It gives you a pretty high hug, but that makes you want another sip because all the flavors go away. This isn't oily for me.
No, not at all. And yeah, it's not just dissipates, it's just eliminated. Like there's nothing on your palate anymore.
Yeah.
I
Thought it was oily, but it's not.
The only thing you get is a lingering burn on the top of your tongue, and that's literally it. The rest of it, it's essentially eliminated, and then you just want more.
Yeah.
And then when you drank about a glass or two, your stomach's warm, and then you just want more of it because you're like, all right, we're hanging with the boys.
So, A?
I'm good with an A.
All right.
Final rating?
Yep.
All right, give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1.